In this week's Technical Corner, I'm joined by Matt Jenness from Microlock, and we're going to be discussing an automated work holding solution, which is one of your most recent developments.
That's right, yeah. Well, what it is, we've got the hydraulic version of the MicroLock system, so I'm pretty sure by now everyone knows and understands what MicroLock does. It's a flexible work holding system designed for CNC machining centres. The hydraulic system normally is used on the vertical machining centre mostly, and the idea is it's a very simple method of hydraulically clamping, but unlike most hydraulic vices, it's still very flexible. So you've got the advantages of the whole MicroLock system, but you can hydraulically operate it as well.
Now, we've talked a lot on MTD film about automation, and it's great that people are starting to embrace automation, but it's not just about the robotics, is it? It's about the work holding too. Now, as you mentioned about the flexibility and the flexibility of changing the capacity, can you explain and just illustrate how simple this is, please, Matt?
Well, basically you would have a base plate that would cover the machine table. So if you had a, say, 1,000mm VMC machine, you would cover that with a MicroLock base. You would then have some fixtures, and the fixtures have tenons underneath.
So you've got cross tenons there. Yeah.
They locate into the intersections of the base, anywhere on the base and in either direction. That's held down with side clamps, and then you've got the moving jaw, the vise. Now that can be, like I say, that can be a manual vise, or it can be the hydraulic version. So we've got the cylinder in there. It's very compact. This is our most common range. It's our 75 series. And
what they come in different sizes, Matt?
Different sizes. We only do the hydraulic on the 75 and the 100,
right,
but we do 4 ranges, and all that number represents is the pitching of the slots. So the hydraulic vise is you still set it manually like you would the manual MicroLock vise. So you get your workpiece and you slide your vise to within sort of 3mm of the part. Side clamps go in, and then you're ready to go. And like I say, the good thing about this is a quick release system. So you have your manifold block here, and we provide this as well. We do that in 4, 6 or 8. And that actually moves around with the MicroLock base on the machine, and then you just have a lead into that from the pump, which would sit externally outside. So these hydraulic vices are completely quick connect. So they're completely clean, and they always have the hydraulic fluid inside. So it's completely, flexible and quick to change.
So this will service devices, so dependent on how many moving jaws, if you like, I'll call them moving jaws you have, yeah, this will service each individual one.
That's right, yeah, and we do 4, 6 and 8, but you can also bolt them together. So some of my customers have got, say, 24 vices running on a big table. Again, we just bolt these together to form a bigger manifold.
So the advantages of having this in such a flexible format is that you've not got no restrictions on capacity, have you?
No, and like I say, a lot of people buy hydraulic vices for a dedicated fixture. Well, with MicroLock, you can make your flexible system a dedicated fixture for a job, which means, if you've got sort of medium to large production, but you're still changing parts every sort of few days, the hydraulic system, is perfect for that sort of thing.
Well, I've noticed that, people are automating machines based on not just high volume work nowadays, but also medium volume work. So there is an argument to say that that's where most of the profit is now.
I agree, yeah. I mean, for example, what we make is probably in batches of, say, 30, 50, hundreds, and we only use the hydraulic system because it is the best. It doesn't take any more time to set up than a manual system, and yeah, you get the full, and it's not just the quickness of being able to clamp, you get consistent clamping because you've set the regulator to give you the exact pressure that you want. So the pressure output is dependent on the air that you put into the pump, and we can regulate that. So that means you get very consistent clamping, so the part's always going to be clamped the same amount of pressure. So
you're going to achieve a stable process.
Yeah.
And when you mention pressure and clamping force, what kind of clamping force can you achieve?
Well, when it's running at the full 350 bar, we can obtain 1.25 tons of pressure on this size of vise, and then on the 100 series we can get 2 tons of pressure. So they are powerful.
That's quite significant. Yeah. Now, you mentioned a 3-axis machines, but these also lend themselves to 5th axis and horizontal machines also?
They're used a lot on fifth axis and horizontals, not so much the hydraulic on a horizontal, because obviously the part you've got gravity working against you. It can be done, but you know, in a lot of cases a horizontal, maybe you've got multiple pallets and stuff like that, so it's not as important. But certainly on a vertical or a single pallet 5-axis machine, then getting the parts in and out is of utmost importance.
So you've got flexibility in regards to the capacity and the movement of, and to have full coverage and utilise the machine envelope, but you've also got flexibility in regards to different jaw options as well. So hold irregular shaped parts, prismatic parts. How easy is it to kind of change the jaws?
Well, it's very easy to change. I mean, you just simply have to unscrew that bolt. Two screws bolts that in place. The soft jaws repeat because they've got angles on the screws. So what a lot of my customers do is they stamp the soft jaws with a part number and stuff like that, and they put it for a later date. The way the Microlock, the device itself works is you've got a wedge action in here. So it's the same with the manual. By tightening the top, you're getting the sliding jaw moving forward, but we get a pull down effect onto the component. So that makes this very flat and stable to clamp off.
I think that's really important for second op work as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you're doing op 1, it's not as critical, but when you're doing the second operation, it's absolutely critical to pull that part down is essential.
That's right, and to get the accuracy and the repeatability of using Microlock and not having to probe the part, you can use the Microlock as your referencing points.
I honestly believe this is one of the best hydraulic automated solutions that I've seen out in the market, you know, for many reasons, and one of the main reasons is the flexibility of this and how it can be adapted into lots of many different applications. For people that have not seen this product yet, how should they get in touch with you to find out more?
Well, we've got everything on our website, but alternatively, you know, you can pick up the phone or send us an email, and we can send someone out to see you with a full demonstration. We've got a hydraulic pack that we loan out to customers for them to try if they would like that. We've also recently just started doing upgrades, so customers that have already got the manual system, you know, we can upgrade that, trade in their manual vices for hydraulic ones. So that's very good. That's something we've just started doing.
Matt, thank you very much.
Thanks, Joe.